Okay.
All right, well, make me co-host.
Yeah, she's working on that. Yes. But good evening, everybody. I don't see everybody, but I just want to say hello to everybody that's on so far. Welcome to our Monday night Zoom call. To all of you new people who might not know who we are, I am Deborah Jones. I am a brand partner with LifeWave, and I'm co-hosting with Rosedale Jones, who is a manager with LifeWave. Recently new one too, so congrats to her. I don't know if she got that on there. Okay. And just in case you're wondering, that's Rosedale Jones and I'm Deborah Jones, but we're not related, but we're sisters in the LifeWave business. Just in case they didn't catch that, Jones. But anyway, we want to welcome all the newcomers that came on today. Welcome and get ready for some exciting time. We usually do this for about 30 minutes, but sometimes it goes over a little bit, but that's okay too. But before we get started, I do want to read the disclaimer. Our meetings are for educational purposes only. LifeWave products are not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose or prevent diseases. If you are pregnant or nursing or on any medicine or have a medical condition, we do ask that you check with your doctors first. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, Rosedale. I'm sorry, Rosedale.
Rosedale. See, she's
Rosedale,
not even my sister. She doesn't even say my name right. So that's no.
See, that's what sisters do, Rosedale.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So good evening, everybody. I am going to briefly give you a little synopsis about what LifeWave is all about. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to share my screen with you all and explain this way. I like it like this. So LifeWave is all about activating stem cells. And that's what our major patch does. It is the X39 patch. And the X39 patch is the activator. It is the motivator of all the patches that we have. So everybody wants to look younger, feel younger, and also look good. But the key to that is stem cells and the power of phototherapy. Now, what is a stem cell? Stem cells are the body's raw materials. And basically what stem cells do is they reduce inflammation. They even get rid of the old cells, and they call it death to the old. It triggers the death of the old cells and then self-replicate. And then they also build everything on our body. An eye is an eye, an ear is an ear, all because we have stem cells. But here's the problem. Stem cells age with the rest of the body. And aging stem cells, they really slow down and they have less growth factor. Eventually, what happens is we don't have any more stem cells. But here's the problem with the stem cell injections. They're expensive, they're risky, and they're controversial. Why that? Because they inject artificial stem cells in you from someone else. But we have our own stem cells that are already in us, but sometimes they are down or like depleted most of the time, by the time. But the thing is, we have now a new breakthrough in stem cell technology. Number one, it's now affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, and it has non-transdermal. It has no drugs in it. And let me tell you how this technology works. Phototherapy, each and every one of us have infrared automatic light in us. And it's been used for thousands and thousands of years. And what it is it utilizes the wavelengths in this little patch right here, utilizes the wavelengths of infrared and visible light, and it supports our health as we put these on our body. And what is LifeWave Phototherapy X39 patch? It's a wearable light technology that I'm holding in my hand. It contains these organic materials like crystal lattice. But what that means is just a building block of crystals inside the patch. And the patch activates our own body's light when it's applied. So that infrared light I told you about reflects off of this patch. So it reflects back a specific one. Each and every one of us have our own wavelength, and we also have inside of us this thing called ghk copper peptides. But these patches activate them and raise them to a higher level. And so the X39 stem cell patch is drug-free. Like I said, you don't need to have injections to get someone else's stem cells. We get it from our own, now they're raising. So it's just a simple patch. That's all it is. It's no longer injections that cost thousands of dollars to go get it. And they sometimes are risky and don't work. So it activates a specific peptide. Don't forget that. And everything like that. Okay, so here's the deal. David Schmidt, he is the founder, the scientist, the researcher. He's got over 100 patents and more he's got waiting in the wings to be patents, right? He conducted about 90 clinical studies. And when he did, that's how he learned how it works for everybody. And that's how it works for us. So pretty much whatever he studied and I learned, I use. And I like really watching him. But anyway, he's a leading expert right now in phototherapy. This is phototherapy. When something reflects back to you from off of you, that is phototherapy. And he's been doing this for over 20 years. David Schmidt didn't just stop at the X39, although the X39 is our leading patch. It's our main baby. It activates the stem cells. The other patches like the X49, it builds lean muscles, masses, the glutathione, the Alavita for the skin. We also have the carnosine that supports the organ. Oh, I think there's a lot of, okay, because it's really distracting me a little bit. Okay, and then it also, the carnosine, and then we have the eon. The carnosine is for, I love the carnosine because it's talking about all the organs from the brain to the kidneys to everything. And the eon actually reduces inflammation. Then you have the SP6 that reduces food cravings and silent nights. You can figure that out, sleep, right? Energy enhancer, what it does is it enhance just different things like your mood and all that. And then you have the LifeWave patch, which reduces pain. And the AccuLife is for the actual animals. So if you want to try any of these amazing patches, the X39 leads everything. But the retailing side, I don't know what that sound is. Is everybody muted?
No.
Let me see. I muted her, whoever that is. Okay, so retailing is $149 if you get it on a retail. But then you have other ways to do that. We have 2 preferred customers that will get it at the wholesale rate. If it's a basic preferred customer, then it's still the wholesale rate, but it's only $99.95. And if you have it with the preferred plus, it's that same rate, but you're going to get for 6 months 10 extra patches to sample on as you move on. So you will be getting examples and all of that. And that's how you become a customer. Now, if you want even deeper discounts, you can come in as a different, get a different kit. You can come in as a silver enrollment. For $299, you can get 3 of the X39 patches. And these are deeper discounts. And then if you did the gold, you would get for $499. So there is different, and you would also get 11 sleeves of the other patches or 5 sleeves of the X39. So pretty much, if you're a person who likes to share your patches or to to help your family members or whatever, you would probably want to go into the distributor with the regular LifeWave. So that's pretty much the skinny on what we have and what we do. So the next step we're going to do is I'm going to either open up a Q&A or what would you
testimony.
Like to do? Okay.
Yeah,
testimonials. Okay, we can do testimonials. So let's see who is here. Oh, I got Emmy. Can I go with Emmy first?
Sure.
Okay, Emmy, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Well, my dear, would you please give us a quick, yeah, let's try to keep it at 3 minutes.
Okay.
Because we got a few of us that's going to do it. Okay, you go ahead, Emmy, please.
I went to my sister's house, Betty. She always shares things with us. And she came out and said, oh, I got something very good for you. And she slapped it on my neck, on the back of my neck. And she said, take this and you would put it on a place where it's paining. So when I got home, I put it on my tailbone because I was having problems with my back. Very, very, very bad. I couldn't even go to the sink and wash my face. My back would hurt so terribly awesome.
This is about the patch.
Right.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
Okay. And then I got up the next morning and it wasn't hurting no more. I went to wash my face and it was no pain at all. And I called my sister and I said, wow, what did that do for you? And she was telling me, and I said, oh my gracious, I feel like Jane Brown. I can do this. Throw the microphone up in the air and come back and say, I feel good. But I'm talking, I had no more pain. And then I told her, I said, I feel like I could apply a whole field. And I tell you, I was feeling wonderful. And I said, where do you get that from? And she said, okay, I'll tell you. But she never told me. But then I went over there and got another one. I said, you know, this thing is so good. And she gave me another one. She's so precious in my life. She shares things with me. And I tell you, that pain one that was feeling so good, I didn't want to take it off. I didn't want the pain to come back.
Right. So you didn't want to take it off.
It is very fantastic.
All righty. Thank you, Emmy, so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, who's next? Deborah. Oh, you muted, Deborah.
I'm sorry. The one who was supposed to, she couldn't make it on tonight. So okay. I don't have one.
All right, let's go with Karen Mondragone. Karen? All the way from California.
I'm so excited, Rosedale. I just started using the patches about a few weeks ago, and I had horrible knee pain and was using the ice waves on my knees. And I do 5Ks every Wednesday night. And I don't have to use anything on my knees anymore. The doctor even signed me up for physical therapy for my knees, and I don't even want to go because I have no pain at all. It's completely gone. And when I do my runs, I'm 78 years old, and I feel wonderful. I mean, the last one I did, I had no pain at all, not in any part of my body. I had X39 on X49, and the one I can't pronounce, that one. So I had them on me, and I pushed myself so hard on that race that I got sick to my stomach, but it wasn't because of the patches. It was because I had so much energy that I was just flying through that race, and nothing hurt. I have no pain. My knees don't hurt. Nothing hurts. I'm just, and I haven't had to use the ice waves at all.
Wow. Well,
I don't use them at all for anything because I have no pain. But
that's right. No pain, no ice wave.
That's right.
Right.
But they're cool. The X39s and X49s and all that stuff, they're just wonderful. They're changing my whole body around.
Awesome. So, awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
And Rosedale, it's all your fault.
Well, that's fabulous, Karen. I love you. So who else is next? Oh, Leroy. Oh, no, no, we're not going to do Leroy today. Anybody else that wants to do a testimonial? Let's go with, can I take you on there, Betty Ray? Okay, I guess. You're muted. Click on your mute button.
I just want to say it does work, and I believe in it, and I'm going to continue to using it and referring my family and my friends. And I'm so glad Emmy want to do James Brown. Gloria want to stop. So I have some more customers that I'm going to try it on. So it does work, and we're supposed to be we're supposed to do some other stuff. So
yeah, we will. We'll take care of them.
So I'm a believer.
Okay, wonderful. And who else did have we with the testimonials? Because I might be doing a voluntold thing with some of you ladies. Anybody else? No Joy? Nobody?
Hi.
Joy. Thank you, Joy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry I'm late. I had my timer set wrong. Something going on in the universe. All of a sudden I looked and it was like, why did it ring 10 minutes late? Well, tell me you did the wrong math. Now, I have found so many wonderful things with the X39. One of my worst issues was sleeping. I could not sleep. I used to take sleeping medicine. I don't do that anymore. I have an issue where I thought I was going to lose all my front teeth because the gum was disappearing and you could see my jawbone. And now there's only one spot left that you can see the jawbone. And that was something I was just like, I'm just going to see if it does anything. I didn't expect anything. The other day I dropped something on my baby toe, which I broke 1,000,000 times as a boat captain. And darned if I took one of my, I took the patch off early. So it had a couple hours left. I took a Band-Aid. I put that patch on my little toe and I walked around with it for a couple hours. It didn't even hurt till I took the patch off.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm just finding all sorts of things. I mean, I have more energy. Like I told you guys, I'm in my mid-30s now instead of double that, which is heart and soul, baby, heart and soul. So yeah, to me, it's been one of the most amazing things I found. I swear by it. It helps me. Wow. Thanks.
Fabulous, Joy. Thank you. She reminded me of that, how we reversing, because all of us, we were playing, Betty Ray, we were playing pickleball Friday. And I was saying, look at us, we're running around. All of us were on patches. I said, look at us, we're running around like teenagers. So you just reminded me of that, Joy. That was good. Yeah, so that was really, really good. So does anybody else want to give us a testimonial? Or can I do another voluntold here? Like maybe I can get my beautiful Valoris, because Valoris she can tell you some stuff about what Joy does in her mind. It's a wonderful thing. It helped her mind. Would you please tell us a little bit about that? Look, Valoris?
Had to unmute myself.
Thank you.
And while you have voluntold me for this, I'm going to leave the Joy one alone just for a minute because I'm experiencing some real joy today. I spoke with my daughter in England a little while ago because, she was wishing me a happy birthday, even though she did yesterday as well. And we started talking and I had a story for her. This is not about someone in my church who is on the patch, but she was diagnosed with MS in the same year that my daughter was diagnosed with MS about, I think it was 2017, something like that, 2018. But this particular person was sharing with all of us last week that her latest MRI showed no lesions, and her doctor said, you no longer have MS. And she said that a couple of the doctors tried to say, oh, it must have been a misdiagnosis. You know, that particular thing that gets tried out on us sometimes. So anyway, she is going to speak with my daughter, who's doing really well after a year and 2 months, I guess, on the patch. And her wife was home, and I said, let me speak with her because she had been one of the skeptics. And I found out today, at least why that was partially true, because she worked for a place in Bermuda called Summer Haven, where most of the residents there had MS and varying degrees. So she was quite scared about Imani's diagnosis. But she said, you know what? After all this time, I've never seen Imani like any one of those people there. And when I told her about my friend's new MRI with no lesions, she was so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I mean, my expectation has been that she would not only be better, but that she would have that same kind of result. Nothing showing on the MRI, no lesions, nothing like that. So that was just amazing, the change in others around Imani. And I know that that's really helpful to her to have all of that energy that is now coming from a totally different expectation level. And do I think that the X39 has been helpful with respect to joy, which I'm reading more and more that others are experiencing that. But that wasn't what I had in mind when I started. I had no expectation about that. And seems like we've got a lot of new people on today. So I don't mind saying that I have 4 generations in my household or in my nuclear family that are using the patches. And my mom, who is 93 and has been on them since April of last year, is better and better all the time. I'm better and better all the time. And one big deal about it, which I think Rosedale is trying to get me to get to, is that you know that when there's several generations occupying a household, it can be an absolutely wonderful village. And it can also have a lot of interesting dynamics going on. You know, I found myself just the other day reminding my mom, you know, you were only 17 when I was born. So just remember that we're both elders now, you know. And somebody said, gosh, you guys are so close now at having reached this level that it's more like sisters. And I said, yeah, that's actually what it feels like. But I am so blessed to find a whole different level of interaction than when we first started living together 4 years ago after my stepfather made his transition. And she and my brother, who is no longer with us and who had a diagnosis of schizophrenia, was living with me too. So, you know, I was beginning to wonder if I wasn't headed in that direction. But literally within days of me starting X39, I thought, oh my God, I just feel so good, so full of joy, almost like just a whole different level, whole different dimension. My mom's feeling it, I'm feeling it, my granddaughter and my daughter. So, you know, I hope that will encourage you all to really look. I don't even want to say look for it. Just be aware that you are going to find all manner of changes in you, because the new stem cells are going to go to where there is a priority for you. And, you know, you might be really surprised. I mean, look, I have head full of hair, that a couple of years ago, I had patches that had come out of my hair. And I figured that it was the stress of what I was just talking with you about. I no longer have that. You know, it's all filled in here, and the hair is growing so fast that most of this I have in my hand now has grown in just the last year. I didn't expect anything like that to happen. In fact, it was discovered by my granddaughter who wanted to braid my hair and said, "Oh, look at your hair," and took a picture of it from behind, and I could see total difference. So that's me. I mean, there's a lot more, but that's me for now. Thank you for asking.
All righty. Thank you for sharing, Dolores. Thank you. So we are now moving on, and I guess there's nobody else to make a testimonial, but we are moving on to Q&A time.
Rosedale.
Yes, please.
Can I interrupt you just for a moment?
Yes.
I know you have so diplomatically asked if there were more testimonials, but I find myself wondering if there's anybody who, even if you've only used the patch once or twice, or 1 week or 2 weeks, do you have any update at all? Anything that you might have noticed that you want to reinforce that by stating it out loud, that you've noticed something? And if not, that's fine, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Somebody may have noticed something that they hadn't thought about doing a full testimonial on.
Mm-hmm. And I would say thank you for that, Dolores, because I'm always noticing things, from, watching my eyesight improve and the various things that I even see now, where I used to have the numbness in my shoulder every now and then. Now it's not even back. And it has been weeks since I've even dealt with it. So yeah, I mean, you just look at it during the day and say, oh my goodness, this is going on. So anyway, thank you for mentioning that, Dolores. So,
hey, Rosedale, you want to do the patch placement first so they'll know that, or you want to do and then the Q&A?
Let's do the Q&A first,
okay.
And then we'll do the patch placement.
So
does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Hold on a second. Debbie's my sister, and I'm still not convinced yet. Okay. And the reason I say that is I got a multitude of problems. So yeah, Bernard. Hey, can somebody come get this phone? I'm sorry. No sooner than I go to do something, somebody calls me. Okay, but like I have a multitude of problems, and so I got a lot of things I need fixed over the years, and so I'm doing this only because of my sister, and because she's got a lot of people following her. I'm giving it a try. I'm not sold on it yet, but I am working on it. I'm trying to give it a little time to see. I'm not one person that's got it overnight. I didn't get that overnight. I didn't even get it in 2 days. I'm still sore. I'm still hurting. But I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to be a skeptic about it. I'm past that stage already. So I'm going to try a different approach to it, and I'm going to start at night now and see how that works. Maybe if I just let it rest, let my body rest and feed on this, maybe it works that way. Any suggestions?
Well, one of the things I do know is a lot of people go and look for something specifically to say, let me see what's going on. But, just like Dolores said, our stem cells know where to go. Our body know what needs to heal. And sometimes you can't see what's healing, and you may not be able to see that. And I use the one biggest example that I can use, and that is, I know my heart beats. I know I have a heartbeat. I may not feel it. I have to mute that.
That's him.
I just muted it. And I know I have a heartbeat. I know I can feel it, but I don't see it. but that doesn't mean that it's not working. Number one. Number two is, if you've had something in your body for so many years, you got to allow for so much time for that thing to heal. So it's so many different scenarios that you can play that with, but to just totally say that there's nothing happening can be erroneous, simply because you don't know everything that's going on inside of your body, you know. So that's why I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Can I add something?
Sure, please.
Lloyd, can I ask you a question? Couple questions.
Yeah.
How long have you been patching?
It's only been about, I think, about 2 weeks. I'm not really sure on that yet.
Okay. And how long have you had the problem?
Years.
Okay.
Years.
So you get the point that Rosedale's making, right? So
yeah,
typically, yeah, what we say is, so when your body is starting to repair, that for every year that you've had the problem, then you need to give X39 at least a month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably, you know, I think for a lot of people, you know, if you use that kind of barometer, it will at least get you to a point where you start to see changes. You really do need to measure, you know, your progress over time. It was like, who was saying to me, somebody called me up about the 333. Oh, I know it was Jen. She was talking about the frequency of 333. And it's mentioned a lot, you know, in LifeWave, you know, but what she said was, typically people experience something within 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months, you know. I myself was not somebody who experienced something within a couple of weeks. I had back pain, sciatic pain. I had been in pain for, you know, 3 years consistently, wasn't sleeping very well, had been under a lot of stress over the pain. And it took me about 6 months to resolve that. But when I measure the 6 months of being on X39 and waking up one day and realizing the pain was completely gone and has never come back. And when I measure it to the 3 years that I was in all of that pain, the 6 months of healing that took place from the moment that I put the X39 on to, you know, the point where I wasn't feeling the pain anymore. That's how much time it took my body to heal. Did I notice right away? I really didn't notice a lot of things right away, but I had the sense that something was working, and I knew that a lot of healing is on a very, very subtle level. So you're just getting started, and you've got a ways to go. You know, you need to give it at least 90 days. I would say to you, give it at least 6 months, because you've been, you know, your body's been dealing with, you know, imbalances for a long time. And so in order to bring it into balance, it's going to take time. But, you know, by activating your stem cells, you're doing something that nothing else can do. You know, the medical profession does not have any way of doing that. And even with all the supplements or, you know, other kinds of therapies, you know, it's working on other things, but it's not activating your body's healing and repair system. So you're doing something really phenomenal. So just trust your body, you know, care for your body, do a lot of self-care, you know, and we're not saying just do X39 and don't do anything else. We're saying do X39 and do all the things that you know that you need to do to care for your body, you know, so that you're helping your body to accelerate the healing process.
Right. Yeah, I know there's a lot of things I've got to do, and a lot of things that I've done. My body has been through a tremendous breakdown, and I've abused it for so long. So now I know it's going to take a little longer just to get it back into stage. So I'm willing to give it the time, the 3 to 6 months. And I know it's not going to work overnight, because it didn't happen overnight. And so exactly. I'm just going to try it out. I'm just going to try it out, and we'll see what happens. But I think I need to put a patch every place on my body in order for it seems like.
Well, and there are other patches that you can use with X39. Like the Aeon is a stress and inflammation patch. And you probably have a lot of inflammation going on in the body. And the X39 is working on all of that. But the other patches, there are other patches, all of our other patches support X39. So if it's pain, you can add the ice wave. If it's stress and inflammation that you need to really address aggressively, you can add the Aeon patch. You can add the glutathione patch, which is your body's most abundant antioxidant, which is going to help boost your immune system and make your body stronger, So,
I'm going to get with Debbie and work on it, and we'll see what I need to add to this, because I think I need more than just 39, honestly.
Probably do, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But start, keep with the 39. We always say start with the 39 and do that, so that you can kind of see what it's doing. But it's okay to add the other patches when you have a really chronic situation going on and you need greater support.
Okay, yeah, because I heard a lady say something about playing pickleball. I can't even play pickleball right now. So I'm looking forward to challenging her soon.
Oh, good. I love a challenge.
So I want to add, oh, sorry. Can I just add that water is really, really super important. I've had 2 of my customers call me, and one texted me, I think a week ago, and just basically said, hey, I'm just not, can I give the patches back? Because I think it flared up my tendonitis. And I said, well, absolutely. But I said, how are you hydrating? Are you using water? You have to drink more. I said, my daughter, the patches make her tired. She's detoxifying and she doesn't want to use the patches. She's like, it makes me tired. I said, well, that's because you don't drink water. She honestly thinks she drinks water, but she really does not. In her mind and in her world, yes, 16 ounces is drinking water. I'm talking drinking, half of your body. And so this woman just that told me that her tendonitis flared up, I said, well, I said, I understand. I'll meet you. We can return it. You'll get, 90% of your money back or 100% of your money back, because she's been on it 6 weeks. And then she texted me yesterday and said, hey, I'm going to keep the patches. My back was hurting a little bit and the patches, I put it on and it's working. And I started drinking more water than I normally drink. And I thought I drank a lot of water, she said, and I think that is helping me. So I said, great, thank you. And I was so pleased that she changed her mind about giving up on them. I said, just, you have to ride the wave, because sometimes, like my daughter, she's 24. She's like, well, and I said, please just go through the detox. Your body's probably trying to get rid of stuff, and it's not going to happen fast. It's got to get rid of that inflammation. And we don't notice other things. Well, I don't know what it feels like when you're trying to get rid of inflammation. I think when you get rid of all of it, then you might start feeling stuff, but definitely stick with it. Cause this patch, it's amazing. This is it. It's the thing that's going to help us all heal. And because we're all different. So whatever you do, don't give up on it. Just keep trying and stick with it and drink lots of water. I can't emphasize that more than anything, because that'll move those stem cells. That'll slosh off the ones that have been beaten up from whatever you've done in the past. And I give them to my 20-year-olds, and people are like, well, aren't they for older people? I'm like, no, these kids have done some stuff to their bodies. And we have so many chemicals and toxins in the environment that I didn't have probably. And they need it just as much as the rest of us. And I'm like, if you're not aging, then you don't need stem cells.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you.
You're
thank you. Yeah, we got to move along.
I'd like to piggyback for a second, if I could, on what she said. This is
okay.
Joy.
Go ahead, Joy.
I noticed when the first 3 or 4 weeks, I was having some horrendous pain. That pain was the stem cells going down there and working on my sore spot that had been constant. had happened. I had an industrial sewing machine fall out of the back of a pickup truck, and I caught it with my leg and my hip. It was starting to heal, but not properly. And when I started taking the X39, I had horrible pain. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do this, because I didn't even want to do a testimony because I thought, you know, I'm not getting what these guys are getting, but I have no more pain there anymore. So that's all I wanted to share. Thanks.
Thank you, Joy. Okay, so I just want to add one more thing about that, giving it longevity. And one of the sciences about these patches are, for every decade that you've lived, you probably need to be on it for 30 days. So a 60-year-old may begin at 6 months and better. So it's just the idea. And another thing, I love the fact that Valoris mentioned the 1.5 years for the MS. Listen, give it time. It's not good. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And the thing that is probably, you know, hindering your body has been there a long time, and it just needs to work it through. So that's where we'll be ending on that one. But anyway.
Don't end on me yet. Well, give me 30 seconds. The water issue. I drink a lot of seltzer water. Is that a problem versus regular water?
That's not the same hydration.
Okay.
Doesn't seltzer have salt in it?
No salt, no sugar, no nothing. It has nothing.
That's not the same hydration. And the difference between that is that it's drier than water. So you should do the research on the seltzer and the water.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to drink pure water, you know.
Yes.
And it's important to take
alkaline.
It's important to take charge of your water to make sure that, you know, you're drinking good water. So not even so much the plastic water, but you know.
I do a Berkey also.
Yeah, so you know, so good fresh water is nothing replaces that.
Okay.
You know?
And to be that. Alkaline is a very good water to start getting into the alkaline waters also, because it's very, very good. So that said, everybody, where are we going? Where would you like to go now, Deborah?
Just to
you're going to the body.
Yeah, because some of the new guests that they've been listening to far, and we already pretty much touched base on the water part of it, but you want a patch. When you're wearing the patches, it's 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So you want to, and then you want to stay well hydrated, as everybody was just discussing, because, and also if you wear the patches, you can wear them up to 12 hours. You don't have to actually wear them the whole 12 hours if you don't want to. But if you go over, which it happens to a lot of us, if you wear them way past the time, then that's not good, because all it's doing is stimulating your body. You can overstimulate your body by wearing the patches way too long, and then it's not working. But the main thing, like most of the ladies were saying, you want to stay really hydrated. And if you find yourself wearing a patch 48 hours, then give yourself a full whole day before you put on another patch. Okay. And then like Lemuria was saying, you can wear different patches, and you can put the patch almost anywhere on your body. The study said that when David did the study, it was behind the neck and below the belly button. But the patch is going to work wherever you're going to put the patch, because it's going to go where it needs to go first, in the body. So don't overthink, okay, where should I actually put it? Yeah, you can put it on your pain, but even if you don't, you can put it on your pain and it might go somewhere else too. So, you know, you don't overthink it. Just put the patch on your body and be consistent. Okay.
So you're saying that when you either the patches, 12 hours, any patches?
12 hours on, yes.
On all of the patches?
All of the patches, yes. They're 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great question. See, questions are coming right with this. So yeah. Anything else?
Yes, another question I wanted to ask.
Go, Emmy.
Okay, if you put it on and you put it on the pain, she was saying it would go other than the pain. Would it go into the pain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can put it on your pain anyway. I put the X39 right directly on like my lower part of my back, and within hours it's gone.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is also can, go somewhere else too. But some people, everybody's different. That's the main thing. Everybody has to understand. Everybody's body is different.
Okay.
So it's going to react to your body and where it needs to go.
Okay. Because I put it on the pain.
And it went away.
Yeah. The next morning, that's when I went to Jane Brown.
Yeah. I heard that was awesome. And that's the awesome testimony. That was good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, the ice wave, but okay, go ahead, Emmy.
This is Betty Ray. I'm so glad that she mentioned the water, because self-care and hydrating is definitely, because I wasn't aware that I wasn't drinking enough water. So that really helped, drinking water and hydrating and self-care.
Yes.
Thank you.
I wanted to add, may I add one other thing about the water? I haven't heard anybody say this, but a lot of people that I know, and I thought this as well, is that wet is wet. So I could drink anything.
Oh, I get
liquid. And just today, I was reminding my mom, well, have you had some more water? And she said, oh, I had some this morning. I had some noon. But she means like this. And she said, and I'm having some sweet tea now. And I said, no, a lot of other liquids actually dehydrate you rather than hydrate you. So you're making this happen like that, So she just said, well, okay, I'll drink some water. And my granddaughter laughed. But I said, you know what? I don't care how she answers that. It's just she's giving the right response,
Yeah.
I'll have some more water. Yes, please have some more water, because you don't want to sabotage what you're doing. And I mean, she really is regenerating, reversing aging, even with less water than we would like to see her. So I was telling her, imagine what could happen when you're drinking enough water. Body.
Awesome.
Right. Because you see, water has to be in us. We are made with hydrogen, oxygen. Hydrogen 2 parts, oxygen 1 part. You have to have that oxygen and hydrogen in your body every day.
Yeah.
So good. We're done on that.
Yeah. So anything else?
Can I just add one more thing about the water? Is that a lot of times people don't know how much water they need to drink, or they think that because they're, to Dolores's point, they think because they're drinking a little bit of water, that's enough water. And there's a formula that is generally what is used in wellness, that half of your body's weight in ounces. So if you think that you're drinking a lot of water and you measure that to that formula, you might find that, your intake is way down, or maybe you're spot on, or maybe you're getting a little bit more. But, that's typically the barometer.
Good.
Cool beans.
Okay.
So whoever brought you or invited you, and whoever loves you enough to invite you on here, thank them and ask them more questions, or find out how to get started with them. That's the thing I will leave you with.
Yes. And I'd like to say again, happy birthday to Dolores.
Happy birthday, Dolores.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Dolores.
Thank you. There have been a few.
That's a blessing.
Solar return.
Thank you so
Very
much.
Good.
I appreciate you all.
All righty. Well, Holly and Susan, I'm glad to see you here. This is your first time visiting, but those are 2 of my yoga clients as well. So it's good to see you here. Mm-hmm. And
okay.
If there's no other questions, we will say adieu.
Well, thank you.
Nice
co-hosting with you, Rosedale.
Okay.
I was going to say thank you too for hosting this week, and I think I'm up next week. So
yay, looking forward to it.
You know, I'm following in your footsteps. Thank you for your presentation.
All right.
And I just want to say thanks to Deborah and Rosedale. You did an amazing job. Can't wait for your next, Zoom call. You two are pros, and you filled up the room.
All right.
Congratulations.
And we're thankful to give you a rest.
So take care, everyone. Okay.
Thank you,
ladies.
Good job,
All
ladies.
righty.
Everybody have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Blessings to all.
Right.